All right, good morning, YouTube. And by YouTube, I mean the 15 people who will probably watch this video, right? And so, listen, I know, like I said before, this isn't the same quality that we used to have before, but I just need to get the message out to you guys, right? So I'm more concerned with helping you guys than about having high quality videos. So even if it's just 15 people that watch this, if you help, then I've done my job. So we were doing the session on Stop It. And just by the way, you know what I mean? I got some shirts. If you go to Coach Vaughn spreadshirt.com. Okay, just check out the shirts if you like any of them. They say average is failure on it, right? A lot of people have been asking me about the shirts. Like I've been actually wearing my shirt. I'm wearing my boy David Chan Sleepers for Suckers shirt right now. But I'll wear the other shirt on one of the other videos. And if you just go to coachvaughn.spreadshirt.com, you can check it out and purchase some if you would like to. If you don't want any, then don't grab it. But I've been wearing it around like when I would work out at the gym and stuff like that, or even when I spoke at certain places and people said that they wanted to know how they could get some shirts. So now you don't even have to wait on me or ask me. You can go straight to that site and just buy some of the shirts that I've made. Okay, cool. Also, so the whole reason why I'm doing this Stop It thing is, and all the series that I'm going to be doing from now on is because I was speaking to somebody and they put it in a good sense that I like. And he told me, he was like, "Yo, Vaughn, it's time for you to stop. It's time for you to start walking like a king." And what he was saying is that no, the way you dress, etc., does not necessarily dictate who you are. But you have to understand that we still live in a world where people will treat you, and your ability to make money, your ability to have influence might be dictated by something as simple as your appearance, right? So I'm making the effort to make sure that when I go places, I'm relatively clean cut in terms of my hair, and this is mainly going for all the fellas out there. I'm trying to do things like just wear more suits now, not necessarily if I'm doing something stupid, but if I know that I might be going into a business situation or into a situation where there might be others of certain caliber of people there. I'll wear a suit, just so that my dress is not a barrier, or my dress, the way I present myself, does not become a hindrance as far as how much I can progress. All right. So I just wanted to hit you guys with that little tip. So I'm actually going to do a video series after this one where some people have asked, like, how is it that I put my suits and stuff together? I'm going to show you the difference between what I would do if I'm just like in a church setting versus what I would do if I'm in a business setting. All right. And even my church setting right now is kind of just on the business side. But you'll see. Just stay tuned and you'll see some of that, right? Let's get to the message for today, though. I've wasted like 3 minutes already just talking about other stuff. So stop it, right? If you watched the videos before, we already did the one on settling, and we already did the one about complaining. So I'm just going to run through these really quickly because these are basic things that you all should already know. But I just want to get the message to you. All right. So the final 5 things that you need to do, that you need to stop doing, is one, first thing, hating. Stop hating. Now, when I say stop hating, the reason is because what tends to happen in life is that whatever it is that you put out is what you get. So if you're hating on other people, and it's funny how we hate on people like LeBron James or Kobe Bryant, people who are doing their thing could care less about what you think, right? But you say that you hate these people, and you don't even really know anything about these people. All right. And when somebody is a hater, it's really not about the person that they're hating on. You being a hater is more a reflection on your character, right? And so what I want you to start doing is celebrating people, start celebrating excellence, so that more and more people, imagine if we lived in a world where when somebody did good, you celebrated them for real, instead of saying, "Oh well, because it's not me, I ain't gonna celebrate them," right? So I want you to stop hating. And one of the major ways that we hate, right, especially, we do this in the black community a lot too, right, this happens in all communities, but we do it in the black community a lot, is that we become stingy. And trust me, I suffer from it in many ways also, right? And you'll see it because sometimes one of us will figure out a way to become excellent at something, But instead of sharing their knowledge with other people around them, with their peers, with people from the next generation, with maybe even people from the older generation, what will often happen is that they'll keep that secret for themselves because they want to be the only one to come up. They want to be the only one to progress out their situation. They want to be the person that is able to walk around and say, yeah, I'm the man. And so they leave a plethora of people behind who need help, and imagine if everybody were able to be elevated. How much does that mean that you would be elevated? But sometimes we're afraid that somebody will take our spot. They might end up being better than us. But what you don't understand is that people recognize, not only when somebody's excellent, but people recognize when certain people are able to make other people excellent. And people will hire you for that. Jobs hire people to come in and just talk and just do classes and sessions with their employees in order to get their best out of their employees, right? People who are able to show their employees how to do the job and how to do the job better. So don't think that by you giving out the information as to how you made your success happen, don't think that that's going to take away from your success. Imagine if all these people who are able to say that they were successful are able to all point back and say it all stemmed from conversations that we had with this one particular person, right, about success. So I say all that to say this. Part of being excellent, part of walking as a king is helping other people to come up also, right? Stop hating, stop being stingy. Let's all progress together. All right, I gotta hurry up with this. It's already 6 minutes, right? Stop seeking validation from others. And my cousin, shout out to Eric James Bell, right? My younger cousin, actually, proud of this boy. He's doing his thing. He's the one that hit me with this. And sometimes what you find in life is that you do things for the wrong reason. So because you've had haters in the past, you want to do and you want to accomplish certain things because you want them to acknowledge finally that you are great, right? Some of you might want your parents to finally acknowledge that you have done something great, or your friends, or maybe somebody who's done you wrong. And what you have to understand is that that's very limiting. As a matter of fact, that's bondage, right? You become a slave to other people's perception of you when you seek validation, when your validation comes from others. And so the reason why, sorry, getting a little cold down here in Alabama. The reason why I'm telling you guys to stop seeking validation in others is because the only validation that you really need is from yourself and from God. And what I mean by that is it's all about you knowing what you've been called to do, where you fit in life, and doing that to the best of your ability. And you need no other validation, right? Because what happens if nobody ever gives you that validation? Are you going to stop doing what you're doing then? No. So stop seeking validation from others. Stop procrastinating. Still working on that. Trust me, I'm still working on procrastination. Um, 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 Yeah, so procrastination, what happens is with procrastination, man, is that you put off and put off and put off and put off. And what happens is even with procrastination, sometimes we get the job done. A lot of times we actually get the job done. But the job is usually never done to the quality or to the standard that it could have been done if you started on it earlier, right? Right? And that takes a toll on your life when you're always playing catch up to everything, right? And you never feel like there's a constant flow, a constant gel to your life. And a lot of that comes from procrastination. So stop procrastinating. How many opportunities have you missed out on because you were procrastinating, right? That you know about. And then imagine about the amount of opportunities that you missed out on that you don't even know about because of procrastination. Yeah. Okay. Indecisive. Listen, stop being indecisive. Okay. And I struggle with that. If you ever go to a restaurant with me, you do not want me to start ordering from the menu because I'll be there forever trying to figure out, yo, I want this, but man, maybe I want that over here. And so what I'm saying is you need to stop being indecisive. What happens when you're indecisive is you're faced with two or more options, right? And both of them are equal in your mind after you've done your research, right? Don't neglect to do your research. Do your research. But sometimes even after you've done your due diligence, right, it still seems like you can't choose between the two options, both of them seem just as good. What I want you to do, even if you have to do any money mo, you have to get to a point in life, and this is what leaders have to do, where you have to say, yo, listen, we're just gonna go with this route, this particular route, and see what happens, right? It may work, it may not work. But actually, even if it doesn't work, it at least gets things moving. It at least now allows you to see, maybe you need to go to the other option, or it allows you to start figuring out why it didn't work. How can you make it work, right? But don't get stagnant. Don't get stale by just not being able to make a decision, okay? My final one, don't live in fear. Don't live in fear. I just, there was this guy that I don't even really know like that. And, I saw that he was going through something, and I really wanted to pray for him, but I wasn't sure if I should approach him on that tip, because he don't know me, I don't know him, and this dude, been from after speaking with him, he was telling me that he's been in and out of jail and stuff like that. But I saw that he was going through it, and so I decided to say, when I say don't have fear, right? I'm not saying that anxiety is not going to build up in you, right? I'm not going to say that a feeling of fear isn't going to build up in you. But what I'm saying is that don't let yourself be a slave. Don't let your actions be a slave to fear, right? So what I had to do is I had to say to myself, listen, it is what it is. I have an opportunity to do something good for somebody. I'm not going to allow the fear to keep me back from doing it. And he was actually thankful and grateful, and actually said that I was brave for coming up and praying with him, right? And, even when I speak, every time I go up in front of a crowd and speak, fear starts trying to tug me and start saying, man, this probably isn't really what you should be doing. But you have to make the decision to overcome that fear, right? And in spite of the fear, go out and do what it is that you've been called to do. So yeah, don't let fear stop you from doing what it is, right? And don't let the fear of what other people might say, right? Now that doesn't mean don't pay attention to what other people say, right? Because they might be giving you some good advice, some things that you really need to take a look at. But if you know that you're doing the right thing, right? And if you know that you're doing something positive and you're doing it to the best of your ability, and that you've been taking the right advice from people as to how to do it and do it properly, then listen, there are going to be times when fear wants to creep up inside of you, right? And tell you, nah, don't go after it. And tell you, nah, you're not good enough for that thing. And tell them, nah, the people that you're doing this for, they're not even going to receive it properly. And what I want you to do is start getting to a point where, fear doesn't control what you do. You control fear. You dictate what the place that fear is going to have in your life. You tell fear to take the back seat. All right, because if you look at anybody, all the movies you love, if you look at your heroes, your inspirations, you see that there was a moment where they could have allowed fear to stop them, but they didn't. All right, so listen, it's your boy Vaughn. All right, I'm out of here. Remember, if you want to check out some of those shirts, coachvaughn.spreadshirt.com. Like the video, share the video, subscribe. Tell me about some things that you want me to talk about that you think might be able to help you. This video is kind of long, longer than I expected, but I just hope it helps somebody. Even if it's just one person that watches it, hope it helps you out. Peace out.